Hi, folks. It's me, NCR. And well, I love horror movies. I love the Friday the 13th series. I own the original 8 box set. I own the special documentary. I even have a Funko Pop hanging off my mic arm. But with the recent announcement of the Camp Crystal Lake A24 Peacock series coming soon, I wanted to spotlight something unique that not only a horror movie fan or a slasher fan would like, but just a movie fan in general would love. A fan made film series known as the Never Hike Alone. These three movies tie into the Friday the 13th mythos and spotlight really great talent in writing. And well, let's check some of this stuff out, and you guys tell me what you think. Before we start talking about these three movies, let's talk a bit about fan films. Yes, I've seen a lot of fan film things from Star Wars to Punisher to even the Avengers, but not all of them hit the market. And when it comes to horror fan films, a lot of people, well, they think of the old creepy pasta route and how a lot of them were cheaply made and just thrown out there just to get the fad. However, a true fan film, a truly authentic experience, will do stuff that will make you actually think about the entirety of the franchise or the movie itself. In this in these three movies, we get subtle nods and actually reoccurring actors from the franchise to come in. So let's take a look at the first film, Never Hike Alone. Now let's talk about the first film in the series, Never Hike Alone, released October 13th, 2017 to YouTube as a fan film. It's the story of Kyle MacLeod, a adventurer blogger trying to show his fans a new area in the Catskills, which has some of the most diverse ecosystems known to man, and well, it also happens to be the home of our mask wearing friend, Jason Voorhees. Now, something else that is interesting is the mixture between actual footage and found footage of him using a GoPro for his, YouTube video that he's making, which I find actually entertaining because it's a perfect balance. It's not overly done, and you don't get that full shaky cam experience like you've seen in a lot of found footage films. After a long day of hiking, Kyle decides to set up a base camp and show off some new products that he's trying to get sponsorships for and how they are essential to any adventurer and backpacker's dreams of, well, making it through. But with a pack of coyotes howling and getting closer, and then suddenly stopping, it kind of puts Kyle on edge, where he's starting to wonder, is he truly alone in the forest? The next day, Kyle gets lost on his hike and comes across a area that's not marked on his map. A old, dilapidated no trespassing sign, hold up by some thin wire, where he's looking at his map, not paying attention to his surroundings, where we get our first look at Jason Voorhees. And well, I will admit, the costume's not the best, but at a distance, it really works. Close up, not so much, but that's a small note that you can set aside when you notice the slight behaviors of this actor playing Jason. Before we go any further into the film, I want to talk about the actor portraying Jason in this film. Vincent DeSanti is also the director. And I've noticed something about him in this film where he's actually mimicking some of the movements and mannerisms that Kane Hodder brought to his portrayal of Jason from part 7 through part 10, Jason X. Leading up till part 7, Jason's been portrayed by different stuntmen, each of them bringing something different to the role, but unlike Kane Hodder, who brought subtleties to the character's movements and behavior, which makes it a standout performance that the fans love. Vincent also does some of these same things with slight movements of his head before he actually turns his body, to the way he breathes in the costume. Now, Kyle comes to a crossroads and a dilemma here. Does he backtrack and lose days and time so he doesn't meet his one achieved goal, or does he continue on and trespass through into Camp Crystal Lake? Well, Kyle makes the biggest mistake and, well, trespasses on Jason's stomping grounds.
That's just stupid!
I know, Dr. Phil, but what can we do? He's got a goal to meet. Finding his ways to the abandoned Camp Crystal Lake grounds, he decides to explore and, well, starts finding some really odd and disturbing things. Unbeknownst to him, he's silently being stalked by our masked, machete wielding friend. And now, what turned to be a simple hike is now turning into a fight for survival. Andrew Leedy, the man portraying Kyle MacLeod in this film, is actually really good. He's not overacting and he's portraying with his emotions and all aspects of this film what it would actually be like to be chased and terrorized by a machete wielding masked psychopath. And well, it's a subtlety that you don't see in a lot of fan films. Now, making his way back to his car and getting to safety may not be his outcome, but I don't want to spoil the film too much. The last part of the acting in this film I want to talk about comes from a surprise guest role from Tom Matthews, the actor who portrayed Tommy Jarvis in Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. He comes back to reprise his role as Tommy Jarvis as an ambulance driver, and well, you can still see his dedication to the role he portrayed not only in that movie, but in the Friday the 13th video game. And well, I highly recommend you guys watch this film. Now, my overall thoughts when it comes to fan films are sometimes they're hit and miss. Sometimes you see something that's really good, but the story is really lacking, or the story's pretty good, but the effects and the efforts in putting them to paper and into the film are not there. This one you can see as a loving tribute to the Friday the 13th franchise, the lore, and the actors. Not only did they get Tom Matthews to come back to portray Tommy Jarvis one last time, but this is an actual really good horror film that will keep you in suspense and keep you on the edge of your seat. Overall, I highly recommend it. This is NCR from NCR Movie Network. Be well, be safe, and I'll see you guys next time.